Hello everybody and welcome back to Noire, here with Cole Phelps. We're in our second case in arson now for a walk in Elysian fields. We did pretty well the first time round, but that could easily change this time round. We don't have much information. We know that there's been a bad house fire. We saw someone doing origami at the end of the last episode, but beyond that we don't have a huge amount of knowledge about what's going on. The best thing we can do is head over there. So we'll do exactly that. If we can find the way out, here we are. Thankfully,
you can drive.
He's already here. Sure, Biggs.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
Well, the new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
So there's still a lot of talk about these houses for returning soldiers, returning Marines from the war. And I wonder what the significance of that is. And we keep on seeing this name, the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, as you can see on the poster up there. And that must be something to do with it. It looks to me like this is a double-decker though. Whereas a lot of the houses around here were just one story. Others is looking very ominous there in the distance, but we know there are at least 4 victims. Okay, let's see what we can find out.
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Oh, I don't really. I don't really have strong stomachs, but let's go for it anyway. Big old house fire here.
Do you have a name?
Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
Ooh.
I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Oh, that's a sad sight. Mother, father, 2 children in a weird pose. A very strange pose. Especially if they've been moved post-fire.
The prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
But if they're already dead, it was remarkable they were able to kneel the person who ever did this was able to kneel them upright. And here's the photo of them.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them, Biggs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
They look like such a nice family.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Well, a burned body just collapsed and his head rolled off. It's not that hard to make a judgment call. Before we go speak to Biggs, though, I want to see that we're not missing anything else here. Oh, It's probably just going to be some debris from the
Not
house.
sure this means much.
And Phelps seems to agree. I'm not sure I believe Phelps, because that it's kind of one person doing it all the same again. Because that's just a baseball. I know that we had this issue with the homicide desk where it ended up being one person when we thought it was someone different. I'm not sure it's the same here. I'll have to find out. Anything down the basement? There's water down the basement. Anything here of interest?
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Big explosion then. Make sure we're not missing anything else down here. I don't think we are. But we'll just make sure. Seems to be all of it. Our poor suit getting all wet. Hopefully there's a lot of smoke and heat to dry it off. Okay, let's go find out what's eating up Biggs. Well, I think it's fairly certain, because we just saw someone just crumble in half. He seems like a nice chap, Herschel.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
Maybe
You
Herschel
don't look like a
seems...
fireman, son.
Maybe Herschel sees his time in arson as repentance, or to try and absolve what he saw at Bellawood with all the guys on fire. Maybe he sees arson as his way to kind of try and get past that, but clearly it still affects him quite a lot. Hi there, sir. Who are you?
LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Well, Mr. Dudley Foreman, I want a witness
Did
report.
you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
I'm going to doubt that straight away.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
What about you?
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. Their billboards, that Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
You seem like a nosy neighbour. I'm going to doubt that again.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
And the traffic on this. By the way, we know who Monroe is. He's that guy on the poster, Layla Monroe. I don't know why there was a little question mark there on the left. Because Herschel mentioned something about Layla Monroe before in the previous case.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Do I have reason to doubt that? I think I believe you, sir.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about
Okay, nothing else from
All a
you.
man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. About all I gotta say.
Nothing else from you. Biggs, you got anything for me? Oh, goodness me.
I think his name is Phelps. He brought it back case about correlation
Biggs,
with
anything?
city hall.
I'm at a loss.
We need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working.
Are there more neighbours? Or do we keep speaking to him? Is there nothing else you can give me, sir? Not at the moment, we must be missing something from somewhere. Must be a piece of evidence we missed or something. Maybe in the shed or somewhere out the back. We haven't really had a look around the back yet. But to my knowledge, we've already... Aha, there's something here. That'll be what we're missing. This will be the heater. And there'll be a name on it. Original
Looks
Valley
like the
again.
same model.
Okay. There might be something else that we can go questioning about. Maybe if he has the same heater or something similar. Let's go have a look. Now then, sir, what else can we glean from you? Because you still seem to be a bit suspicious and hanging around. Well, there's some footprints over here. And some cigarettes. That's very suspicious. There's got to be something to this, for sure.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive.
Calderon? And some
Whoever he
shoes
was,
as
he was
well.
wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere.
Okay, someone who's wearing boondocker prints. That doesn't really narrow it down very much. Do you now have anything else to say for me? Aha, you do. Suspicious
Did you
activity.
see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Well, we've got some kind of suspicious activity. The question is what? Because we've got these cigarette butts and these. But I don't know if we use a doubt or a lie. I'm going to remove an intuition. Remove an answer. That doesn't help me at all. I'm going to say doubt.
You sure, Mr. Foreman? There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, a beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any
Ah.
luck, Cole?
Found some origami.
What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
We're going to have to unfold the origami. I guess we will.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Presumably this is the chap we saw in the intro. Also the end of the last
Hey,
episode.
don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer
For what?
For Layla Monroe.
for Elysian Fields developments.
This group, this company that keeps on showing up. Someone that we need to go deal with.
Oh, I see you already have one.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Interesting. Okay, he's done. We need to go do a little bit of investigation on Leyland Monroe.
town is going.
Leyland Monroe? Leyland Monroe? One of the two. Phelps, badge 1247.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment,
He
Detective.
didn't say his badge number.
The
address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end.
It's really not.
We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Okay. I'm going to investigate this rancho
You're behind
place.
the wheel.
And where exactly are
But,
we going?
you know, I really think that there's a bit of a cover-up going on here if we keep on being warned off Leland Monroe. Clearly he's a powerful individual within the community.
Shame about Chap. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Want to bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches.
Leland Monroe is clearly someone of vast influence in this area, so we do need to be careful. My concern is that if we don't shut him down, these things are going to keep happening. But I might be wrong.
You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick.
There's be a little bit of an argy-bargy going on here.
Than in 100 cathedrals.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for a
Smart
fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Oh boy, here we go.
You sorry sack.
Hello. Hi, sir.
Damn foolish.
You need to die
Pacify these poor saps.
as quickly as possible, please. We've got a big old grappling session going on here between multiple people. You're dealt with. On to you now. Oh, you took my hat off, you git. Time for you to die. Come on. Come on. We're nearly there. We've got him on the back foot. Go, 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 go. Oh, hats are flying off everywhere. Come on. There we go, we got him.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Probably not, but there's clearly a reason we're here for some extent. Oh. There's a brick out of place, it seems.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
So they build the houses and then burn them down. Oh, the whole wall's gone.
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
That's the attitude, Herschel. Let's go. But it definitely feels like these houses were built cheaply. Much cheaper than they should be, especially for, you know, soldiers returning from the war.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Okay. Elysian
Where are we
Fields Development's head office. Let's give this a go and see if we can ruin our career in the process even more than we've already done with our first couple of scandals. Goodness me, are we walking into a bit of a minefield here with Leland Monroe? I'm concerned it's going to lead to some more issues with our chief and our captain, but also wider within the community, because he's got such stature, this person. Just something we've got to really bear in mind. Okay, here we are, Elysian Fields. Let's get this over and done with. I'm going to charge in there like Aragorn, like the returning hero.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
Is there a receptionist for the receptionist?
Thanks, ma'am.
Like, there's a receptionist just to even go see the receptionist. Goodness me. This place is fancy schmancy.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
Yes, you are.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
I wonder how many more layers we gotta go through to get to this guy.
Oh, Biggs, he literally just invited us into his office, so none at all.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Nope.
Scotch.
Biggs!
We're not taking drink from this presumably
We're
scumbag.
investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Okay, well, first of all, let's start with your land acquisitions.
Made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Oh, sir. You're looking mighty shifty. I don't think I have anything to prove that you're lying. I was going to say doubt.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
And the link to the arsons.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Do I have any reason? Well, he's not lying, because he does have his stuff on the branding. So again, I'm going to doubt him.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Yes.
Point is, every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
You know what? I like Herschel. He seems just like a good all-round bloke. And is willing to stand up to things.
What do you know
and to
about a
people.
competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
That's a lie. Your photo is on the branding.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Your photo's on all the branding. There you go. There's your face.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? Do you want to accuse them of murder as well?
Here we go. He's going to start to try throw his weight around, it seems.
What's Elysian Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Nope. Absolutely
Lying,
not.
bro. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
I can, because I was just there. Poor cement quality. The walls practically fell apart.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life.
Who I presume are in your pocket.
Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Oh, he's really trying to get to Biggs, isn't he? He's really trying to push the kind of pension thing down Biggs' throat.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Herbert Chapman does.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Can do. He's the chap from the previous episode, isn't he?
Your boss is a fine man.
I don't believe that. Hang on, where's this phone? It's in here, I presume. Oh, I can just use this random lady's phone. Wonderful.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
It's not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks.
Okay, so Leland Monroe clearly has some involvement, but whether he's, I doubt he's setting the fires himself, but he's the overall conspirator, mastermind. Phelps, why are you back here? You're just going to lend yourself further to the scandal.
Give me your heart, and baby, I'll bill it, 'cause I always kill the things I love.
Buy me a drink, Cole?
No.
Not even for old time's sake?
Not even for that.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to
it.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Huithril. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
So clearly we're being shoved off this case. That's the Rancho place. Where's Chapman's address? There he is. Clearly we're being shoved off this case by some higher-ups.
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think... Brother!
Sorry.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. Oh, for God's sakes!
Oops. I wasn't looking where I was going, if you can probably tell. Where are we going? We kind of seem to be in a little bit of a dead end here. Let's turn around, we're going the wrong way. I wonder what the connection is with Jack Kelso.
Son of a bitch!
I know what I'm doing.
Because clearly me and Jack Kelso have a little bit of history from what we've seen from the flashbacks. But where he comes into in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure. Especially as he's part of California Fire and Life. And Herschel's mentioning him, it makes me think there's more to him that we might need to deal with yet if we don't crash this car en route. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what Jack Kelso's involvement in this whole thing is. If anything, there might be no connection at all, but we'll have to see. I think we'll turn right here, and then we're kind of getting where we need to be. Excuse me, sir. I'm the police. I need to come through in a hurry. Oh boy, I really shouldn't drive on the left. It's the old British tendencies coming through again. Oh boy, excuse me, this is getting rather precarious. All of a sudden, excuse me officers. We'll turn left here, I think. Taking out half the city infrastructure with us, as we always do. Excuse me. But yeah, definitely Leland Monroe is someone who's a nasty piece of work, and he's definitely not setting the fires himself. He wouldn't get that. He wouldn't get his hands dirty like that. What he would do is get someone else to do it for him, so he can get these houses and developments done on the cheap. At least that's my understanding. For now, though, let's go deal with Herbert Chapman. With a very, very broken down car. You're not Herbert Chapman.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind of problem.
Let's take a look at the car.
Okay, let's go have a look and see what's in this car.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Ah, more of this mosquito coil that we saw more of in the last
Motive,
case.
opportunity, and hard evidence.
Definitely. He's also got a gun. Of some kind, at least. 45 caliber.
We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed.
And the flyers, which he uses to get people out of the way.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Question is, did he steal that box, or did someone give that to him to burn these fires?
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Oh, and he's got his gun. Oh, he's getting on a tram.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole.
And thankfully our car is repaired. How are we going to take down the trolley?
Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
How are we going to stop a tram?
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
It's not like we can spin the tram out. I don't know what we can do here, really. It's not like we can T-bone him either, really. I'm trying to clear him off the road, but it's not really working.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
We're not going to lose him. He's very slow, but I don't see what we can do to... stop him, really.
Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here.
Oh, goodness me. Let's get closer. We're getting there.
Hit a target that isn't there, Phelps.
Yes, you can.
Hold him tight.
Oh, too fast.
End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Do I get to shoot him or not? No. There we go. He's dead. I do get to shoot him, thankfully.
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
The fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
And we've been pushed off the case, so I don't see what we can do, really.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Oh, that's funny because he would be. The Watergate scandal in '63.
What is it?
If that's the same person that I'm thinking
A
about.
letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
So this is where Jack Kelso comes into the story. We ask him to do our dirty work for us. A little bit of vehicle damage to City Chap. Chapman takes his motive and any possible ties to Monroe and Elysian Fields to the grave.
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
Right, so this is the beneficiary that they were just talking about. Whew, $20,000 is a
There's no need
lot.
to come into the office, Miss Lichtman. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
But she's not accepting the settlement. She needs your help, doesn't she?
I don't accept this.
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady. This seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
Okay.
There's got to be more in these files.
I'm just going to keep on tapping till we find something. Set the corner of the ledger to turn the page. Anything here of use?
Sounds like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss.
Something to do with the roof, wasn't it?
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
Motive.
So the roof collapsed, accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Miss Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
I have no reason to doubt that.
I'm intrigued, Miss Lichtman. I really am. But you're going to have to give me something if you want me to get involved in this.
There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance company is involved.
That's pretty heady stuff, Miss Lichtman. Flimsy, but heady.
I've told you what I know, Mr. Kelso. What are you going to do about it?
And the disputed claim.
What basis do you
claim
have for the
payout.
claim of foul play?
Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
I'm going to doubt what she's saying because she's looking shifty.
You want me to reopen this case based on your woman's intuition? That isn't going to happen. Take the money.
I've already told you I do not want the money. There's something wrong with that house.
And connection to Buckwalter.
You and Buckwalter weren't married?
No.
Then how did you become his beneficiary?
We were family friends.
Again, I'm going to doubt that.
You expect me to reopen this case because you come in here walking that walk? Well, I'm not buying it. I think you should tell me what the hell is going on.
You really want to know?
Yes.
We were interned together on Ellis Island. Resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. Do you see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there.
All right, Miss Lichtman. One final question.
Yes.
What's your address?
Is that usual?
Is there anything usual about this case, Miss Lichtman?
The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso.
The address, not the phone number.
Mr. Benson would like to see you in his office, Jack. Upstairs. Come on, I'll walk you up.
No, madam, you shall wait. In the meantime, we need to visit Curtis Benson's office, and it's weird, we're not playing as Phelps. This is where Kelso comes into it, because we can't push on Leland Monroe any further. Jack Kelso, he's a completely different person. He's completely different, works a completely different body. So that's how we're going to get to him, I suppose. But all that to come next time. Thank you so much for watching. More to come soon, indeed. Take care. Bye-bye.